Hello YouTube, Asuma here with another Minecraft tutorial. This is the Advanced Quick Kit, a machine designed to resupply and organise your hotbar after a death. The machine works by activating a row of dispensers one by one. These dispensers contain the items to organise your hotbar with. Then a second group of dispensers will be activated by a rapid pulse, supplying you with a plentiful amount of stackable items. Before we start the tutorial, I would like to point out that this concept was originally thought of by Ethoslab, and you can find a link to his channel in the description box. And as well as the tutorial, I will be explaining how the redstone works and also ways to modify and expand on this machine. In my tutorials, I like to build things layer by layer. Our non-specific blocks will be represented by white and red wool. White for the blocks we have already placed and red for the blocks we are currently placing. So first of all, you will need an area of land that is 5 by 13 blocks in size, and you'll need to make sure that this is on the correct axis. If you build the machine on the wrong axis, it won't work. So to do this, you press F3 and these numbers will appear on the left side of your screen, X, Y and Z. If you move alongside the area of land like this, the X number will move up and down, and this means you have built it on the correct axis. On our first layer, we're going to start off by placing this block on our front left hand corner. Then behind it we're going to place 2 redstone wires and a repeater on default setting facing this way. Then we're going to place a block and then a sticky piston here. Then we're going to place a repeater on default setting facing into this block. Then a redstone wire and another repeater on default setting facing this way. Then we're going to place 2 redstone wires and leave a 2 block gap. Then we're going to place another block with a redstone torch on the side of it. Then we're going to place 4 repeaters all on full delay facing into that block. Then we're going to put down 2 redstone wires here and then this big row of repeaters all on full delay, all facing that way, and then a redstone wire at the end here. Then last of all, we're going to leave a 2 block gap and place down 8 blocks of ice. For those of you that want to use normal blocks instead of ice, you will actually need to modify the circuit slightly, and I'll show you that later in the video. But as well as that, in the 1.2 update it has been confirmed that Silk Touch will be able to pick up ice again. On our second layer, we're going to start off by placing this redstone wire on top of this block. Then we're going to leave a 3 block gap and place 2 blocks. Then we're going to place 9 blocks in a row like this. Then we're going to leave a 2 block gap, place 1 block, then 6 dispensers facing into the stream, then another 2 blocks at the end. Then we're going to place these 2 blocks. This one's going to have a redstone torch on it, and then we're going to leave a 2 block gap and place these 9 blocks, and last of all we're going to place the water here. On a third layer we need to start off by placing a redstone wire here and a redstone wire here. Then we need to place a repeater facing this way on the second setting. Then to the left of that we need to place a block, then these 2 blocks in front of it, and then 2 blocks back one here. The next what we need to do is place these 6 dispensers, and the way we do this is we place 6 blocks behind them, and then when we're placing the dispenser we aim on this side of the block, and then once you've placed them you remove the blocks behind them, and then you need to put down these 9 dispensers here in a row and 2 blocks at the end, then another block, then 3 blocks meeting up with these dispensers, and put a button on this block on that side, and on this side put a redstone torch, and then next to that put a block here. Then we need to come back here and place this block with a repeater on default setting facing this way. Then we have these 3 redstone wires and then another repeater facing there on default setting. Then we need to place these 3 blocks, a redstone wire here, another one here, and in the middle a repeater on default setting facing that way. On our fourth and final layer we need to start off by placing this sticky piston here facing downwards. The way you do this is you put a block above, then from below you aim up onto that block and place the sticky piston. And next to it we place a block with a redstone wire on top of it, and then a redstone wire on this side, and then another one on this side. Then over here on top of these 3 blocks we place 3 redstone wires. Then we need to place this block at the front right hand corner and then put a redstone torch on the side of it. Then 2 blocks in we place these 10 blocks in a row. At the end here we place 2 redstone wires and then all of these repeaters, which are all on full setting, on top of the dispensers. And the way you do this is you aim at the side of this block when you click to place the dispenser. Next we need to place these 2 blocks with 2 redstone wires on top of them and a redstone torch on the end here. Then we need to place this redstone wire and this repeater on the 3rd setting facing this way. And last of all we need to place this block here with a torch on the side of it. Now I'm going to show you how to modify the machine if you don't want to use ice. You will need to remove this redstone torch and place it on the other side. Then you will need to place a redstone wire below that. Then place 3 repeaters here, here and here and put them all on full delay. And then last of all place down 2 redstone wires like this, and now your machine is ready to use without ice. So now I'm going to explain how the machine works. First of all we start off with the button. When you press that you're going to turn off this torch around the back here, and this will activate this little circuit here which is a 1 tick pulse, and this torch is the output. So then it's going to send the tick pulse through all of these repeaters and they're all on full delay. So it activates each dispenser one by one, and you'd fill it up with the items you want in the order you want them to appear in your hotbar. So when we get round to the back here, these torches carry the circuit down to the bottom here. Now this is where it gets a tad tricky to explain. First of all, the circuit is going to branch off in 2 directions. So we'll start off with this one first. This is going to create a delay because there's so many repeaters, and it's going to come all the way back round to here and turn off this torch, which is going to turn off this sticky piston. So it branches off this way as well, and this goes to 2 places. It powers this block, so it goes up here and this way. So I'm going to explain this bit first. What we're doing here is we're powering this way into this block, which is going to power the redstone wire on this side and power back. So we're basically turning this on and it's going to power itself, and this block will be retracted by this piston when the timer comes round. So it's creating this part of the circuit to be on for a certain amount of time, which is defined by all those repeaters. So the circuit comes up here as well, and this is some sort of rapid pulsar. Basically the power goes up here and it powers the piston, and when it powers the piston it's going to extend, which cuts off the power. So that would cause it to go up and down and create a sort of rapid pulse, and then the rest of it just powers the dispensers. And yeah, that's pretty much all of it. So now I'm going to show you how you can modify the machine, but first of all I want to talk about a couple of problems it has. First of all, building it on what axis makes a big difference, because this button here finds a way to power this dispenser if you build it on this axis. So the dispenser would distribute 2 or 3 items which you don't want, so that's why you have to build it on this axis. And now the other problem we have is with these dispensers here. First of all, it's not really a problem, but to access it, it's a bit of a reach, like that. And you can access these 2 from here. So it's not the most accessible, but I've designed the machine to be as compact as possible, which is how I do things. So if you understand the redstone, you can simply uncompact it and then make these dispensers a lot easier to access. And the compacting is what also causes the second problem. Now we have groups of 3 dispensers holding items. These 3 hold cobblestone, and These three are fine, and I think the three below are fine as well, and they fire exactly 63, which means including the item that you got out of your dispenser you would get 64, which is a full stack, which is why I timed it to be the way it was. But when compacting it, for some reason these three over here don't fire out as much. They fire out about 40 odd, which is still good for what it does, and I could never quite get it compacted to do the same thing unless making it a fair bit bigger. So once again, if you understand all of the circuit when you're building this yourself, you might want to just build this a little bigger, and that way you'd get full stacks out of each of these dispensers. So if you understand all of the redstone circuit, a way you can modify this would be to include more dispensers, and after you've gone through your first 9 that create the hotbar, you could have another group of dispensers somewhere that go into the same water stream that supply you with your armour as well, so you could get absolutely everything you need in one go out of this machine. But there's one thing that you might not think you're able to get, which is arrows. So if you put arrows in a dispenser, it actually shoots the arrow outwards, and my way around this, which I didn't include into the machine, would be to have a walkaway. So this circuit here would branch out over to something like this, and the rapid pulse would fire the arrows like shown. But then to pick them up, let's just go into the normal mode. You would, as you walk away, walk past them and pick them all up. So that's one way you could dispense arrows as well. So that concludes this tutorial, and as always you can get in touch with me via the comment box or private message, and I've included a link to download this map in the description box. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.